Okay, so this is the problem that we will be solving today and going through. A donut is kicked off a 90-meter cliff at a 45-degree angle with an initial speed of 20 meters per second. Find how far the ball lands from the cliff. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and solve the problem. So kind of a little bit quick here. So first thing we're going to do, draw out our vector triangle. So we know this is 20, 45, 45, 90. So if this is 20 meters per second, then we can find these other two. So we can do 20 equals x root 2, because that's this side's x root 2, those sides are x, and that gets us 10 root 2. So 10 root 2 equals x, v0y equals 10 root 2, v0x equals 10 root 2. Yeah, now that we have that, what we want to find is the time that it takes from the time that the ball is kicked to when it hits the ground. So the way that we're going to do that, we're going to use this equation, which is y equals 1/2 a t squared plus v0, it's our v0y times t plus y0. So this is our initial y position. We're 90 above because of the cliff. So we're going to do, we're looking for when y is equal to 0 when it hits the ground. So we're going to do 1/2 times negative, sorry. So actually we can simplify this 1/2 times negative 10, because we know negative 10 is our gravity. So we can just say negative 5 t squared plus v0y. We know that's 10 root 2. So then we have 10 root 2 times t plus y0, which is also something that we know. So instead we can just plug in 90 here. So first thing we're going to do is just simplify this and rewrite it out by dividing everything by negative 5. So we get t squared minus 2 root 2 times t minus 18. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is plug in the quadratic formula. So we can say t equals negative b squared. So that would actually be positive. So it'd be 2 root 2, 2 root 2, and then we have plus or minus square root b squared. So we can square that. 4 times 2, that gives us 8. So we have 8 minus 4ac. 4 times a, there's nothing in a, and then c is negative 18. So all we basically have to do is 4 times 18. We can just do it on a calculator. 4 times 18, that's 72, except it's a negative 18. So it's minus 72, so we might as well just add them. Over 2a, nothing in the a, so it's just over 2. So t equals 2 root 2 plus or minus square root 80 over 2. So now we can just go ahead, use our calculator, plug all those numbers in. So here we'll be getting, we can do, here, actually, let's start with this. So 2 root 2 plus root 80, that gives us 11.77, blah, 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 divided by 2. That gives us 5.88634, and a bunch of other numbers. We can just simplify that to t equals 5.9. So t equals 5.9. If t is equal to 5.9, now we could find the distance and its range, basically. So for range, we're going to be using x equals average velocity times time. So time, we know it's 5.9. Average velocity, we also know, because horizontal velocity does not actually change at all over time. So it's always going to be 10 root 2. Therefore, the average is 10 root 2. So x equals 10 root 2 times 5.9. We can go ahead and do that on our calculator as well. 10 root 2, that gives us 14.14 times 5.9. That gives us 83.4. So we can just round that off and call that 83 meters. And 83 meters is our answer, and that's our range.